Well, hello, and it is time to breathe again on the Breath of Fresh Air webcast on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So, as you can see, got Patrick back with me. I am Charles. And I mean, Patrick, it's kind of, we got a little bit of a lull period going on right now as baseball is playing their All-Star game today. The NBA finals have a extended break. They'll be back on Wednesday. So, but we still have a good amount of topics to talk about. So I think it'll be a good show. And then, honestly, I don't even know what direction we're going to go in. We will find that out. Y'all will find that out with us. So, so Patrick, let's start with MLB since they are in their All-Star break right now. I know we touched on it briefly a little bit last week when Stan was on there. Shout out to Stan. Thanks for doing that with us. But I think what I want to know from you is, as the trade deadline is going to come up, which teams do you think can be the buyers and which team do you think is going to start selling? Now, we already know how the standings are. The San Francisco Giants, surprisingly so, have the best record in the majors right now. I think they're 2 games ahead of the LA Dodgers in the NL West. And then in the American League, is it the Astros that have the best record or the Red Sox?
Well, they're the same.
Okay.
36, so.
Okay, so the Houston Astros and Boston Red Sox are tied for the best record in the American League. Boston, pretty good lead. Well, yeah, I mean, Tampa Bay is right there, too.
Well, I take that back. The best record is actually the Chicago White Sox.
The White Sox?
Yes, they are 54-35, where the Boston Red Sox and Houston Astros are 55-36. Okay. Slightly better. It's a slightly better
percentage.
So Chicago White Sox, actually.
Percentage points.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Chicago White Sox have the best record in the American League. But I think a lot of people felt the Astros and the White Sox, because a lot of people thought the White Sox would start to ascend in the American League Central. They're doing what a lot of people thought they would. The Boston Red Sox leading the American League East, that's pretty surprising to a lot of people. And, I mean, it goes along with the Giants being surprising as them leading in the National League. So, what teams, Patrick, do you think will be some ultimate buyers, maybe some of those middle-of-the-pack teams that feel like if they add an arm or they add a bat, maybe this can put them into a better position?
Well, there's a few teams that I feel in the American League. Let me look at them real quick because there's one team in particular, Cleveland Indians. I think that they're right there. You know what I mean? They're very consistent. They got a very consistent pitching staff. They got very consistent closers. Not great closers, but I feel if they went out and got a closer, that they would probably be about 7-8 games better than what they are now, which would put them right in the mix with the White Sox. So I think that the Cleveland Indians would be a good team to go out and grab an arm. I mean, maybe a bat because they probably need some. Because I think let me look at it again. Yeah, the only team that has a plus percentage deficit is the Chicago White Sox. Everybody else is in the negative. So I think they're right there on the verge. Like if they could just get another arm or another bat, they could probably get over that hump and hang with the White Sox. But I kind of feel like if that division, the Central Division, keeps going the way it's going, I mean, Cleveland can make up some ground. Obviously, we're only halfway through the season, but Chicago is looking stout, dude. Like they scrap out some wins. They get teams that they shouldn't be winning against. You know, in today's baseball league, they're extending games and they're getting very timely hits. But they're a good team. I think Cincinnati could probably hang with them if they got another arm or another bat.
Cleveland, you mean?
Yeah, that's what I meant, Cleveland. And in the NL, there's a few teams actually in the NL. Braves. I think the Braves need to get something, probably pitching on their side. Cincinnati, I think, is another team, and probably the Padres. I think the Padres are in a really good position right now to go and get it, like maybe a third or fourth bat and really make a push for a deep run into the playoffs.
Yeah, and okay, so in the National League, I'm actually, as funny as this is going to sound to say this, as we just gave a lot of props to the Giants, but I'm looking at them to potentially make a move. Now, they
need to. If the Padres make a move, that's where that could possibly be very detrimental to the Giants.
Well, but here's the thing, though. The Giants may say to themselves, hey, we're in first place. We like the chemistry we have on the team. Let's go ahead and see if we can ride this out. And they also can be looking at it from a standpoint of, well, nobody expected us to be here anyway. So let's see what we can do with these people. But to your point, if the Padres do come to make a move, the Dodgers could probably stay packed, but I can see them making a move for another arm because you have Clayton Kershaw on the IL right now with some soreness, and we have absolutely no idea what's going to happen with Trevor Bauer. So, so they could say they might want to get an arm, although their farm system is pretty deep as well. The Giants could say, well, hey, let's see if we can push this out. Let's see if we can add another arm, whatnot. Maybe get another bat to kind of solidify the lineup, get a little bit more pop in there. So I look for the Giants to potentially make a move, but if they stay packed, I wouldn't be surprised to see that either.
I'm kind of leaning them just staying where they're at because, even when they made the World Series runs, early 2000s, that's what they did. They saw that they were right there, coasted right through, worked out fine for them. You know what I mean? But I mean, this could be a different year. I mean, it definitely could be because, like you said, the Dodgers go and get an arm or the Padres go and get a bat. Them being in first place probably might not last long, because just between those three, you're looking at 2 games out for the Dodgers and 6 games out for the Padres. And that means the Padres are 4 games out of second place. So, and we're coming into the part of the season where this is where endurance and stamina really start taking effect. You know what I mean?
Well, the Padres, though, now, I think, if I remember right, so the pitching they picked up in the offseason, particularly Blake Snell, he hasn't been that great this year. So if he starts to find that pattern or that mojo that he had when he was with the Rays last year,
which happened in the second half.
Yeah, so then if they are able to get that in there, then they could say, well, all right, maybe we stay packed as well. Because their lineups, San Diego's lineup is that they're pretty potent. They just kind of need to wake up. And I think another thing with San Diego also, which we discussed at the beginning of the year, is San Diego, they have the Dodgers in mind. So with them having the Dodgers in mind, every game they play against the Dodgers, they're trying to smash the Dodgers, make a message, send a message to them. I think the last series they played against them, they swept them. But there's other teams besides the Dodgers.
How good are you when you're not sweeping everybody else? You're just sweeping the Dodgers. And the Dodgers are still in second place. You make a message all day long, but at the end of the year, whoever wins the World Series is who wins the World Series.
Right, and the Dodgers are still ahead of them in the standings, even though San Diego, I want to say they lead the season series between them 7-3. So, yeah. So that's another thing I think. And so I think that's a mental thing more than anything else for San Diego. They have to remember it's not just about the Dodgers. You have the Giants who are first place. You have some of these other teams, whether you're talking about the Brewers or the Cardinals or the Mets, I guess, in the East. I mean,
yeah, right.
so you have to see what's going on with them.
And you have to look at Milwaukee. Milwaukee has a better record than third place, which is crazy that the third place Padres would be first in any other division. You know what I mean? That's kind of crazy to me.
Tells you the depth of what they have in the NL West. Those are three good teams in there. And then in the American League, how about this, Patrick? How about Seattle? Can Seattle possibly make a move? Because Seattle, they're playing pretty good right now. They're not too far out, or at least out of the wild card spots. So I could see Seattle potentially making some sort of a move. Now, I don't think they're going to catch the Astros. I mean, I think the Astros are going to sit there and say that they're, what is that? I'm sitting here trying to read this comment.
What is that?
I don't know. I have no idea. Wow. Well, okay. All right. It came from Twitch.
Yeah. Whatever that is, keep that shit to yourself, bro.
Yeah, I think it looks like he's trying to because Twitch is a big video game streaming type of system too. So maybe that's what it is.
Maybe he's wanting us to come and watch him play
Med Bay. Watch him scan something. Who knows?
Back on more important stuff.
Yeah. Wow. But no, Seattle. I think Seattle can sit there and definitely make a move, maybe to get a little bit better pitching. Although their pitching's been pretty good. So I mean, Seattle's just kind of surprising that they are there in the midst of the wild card spot, and they have a better record than teams like the Yankees. But we'll get into them in a minute. So we'll get into them in a minute. Sellers, Patrick. I think the Chicago Cubs might start to sell, man. They lost 10 or 11 in a row before the All-Star break. I think they had won a few games there. I think they beat the Cardinals a few games. They have won a game against the Phillies as well. One game against the Phillies. But they went on a 10 or 11 game losing streak before that. It might be time to start breaking up the Cubs. I feel like that core, they're just not getting a whole bunch out of them. Chris Bryant, I don't even know if he wants to be there anymore. You could probably move Javi Baez as well. I can see, and the pitching's not great for the Cubs either. I can see them selling.
I'm going with Washington Nationals. Because they came off of that World Series run. What was it, last 2 years ago? Nothing's worked for them since. You know what I mean? So I'm going Washington. I'm going to the Nationals for the National League. I think I think it's time to start blowing that up and get rid of everybody. Don't even waste time. Just start getting rid of everybody and start. Pick you a few people that are young, because Washington does have some young talent there, and not too bad of a farm system. I mean, it's not the best, but they do have some people in there. Bring those young guys up and start building again, because they need to blow it up.
So, if you are Washington and you decide you're going to sell, who are you trading, or who are you putting on the block?
Everybody.
So just everybody.
I mean, because it's not. I mean, I guess if you're going to keep anybody, but then again, he might be a little too old. Scherzer. I mean, you might want to keep him as a pitcher, but other than that, I mean, put everybody up. Hell, I would even put Scherzer up just because I want to see what I could get for him. I might get something.
I'm pretty sure you would get something for Scherzer, especially if you're one of those teams that say, "Hey, if we get Scherzer into this lineup,
Actually, our pitching roster, like
yeah,
Atlanta getting Scherzer, boy, San Diego getting Scherzer, that would sure that up. I mean, he would move the needle in many teams right now.
yeah." You mentioned Atlanta, man, and Atlanta. I mean, you losing Acuna for the season, and then you have somebody thinks you are cute.
Yeah.
So,
Must be bald head.
and so and then when you have the Marcel Osuna, we don't know what's going to happen with him either. He has legal issues. Those are two big bats that you were. Yeah, I mean, those are two big bats out of your lineup that just says, I mean, that really hurts, and you don't know where they're going to go from there. Personally, I think the Braves probably stay packed. I mean, just simply because I don't know if they're going to look at it like a lost season. Love that comment. Yeah, hey, it's all about laughing there, man.
It is, and thank you for the laugh.
Yeah. But yeah,
and the compliment, by the way. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the Braves are going to do, whether the Braves might say we're going to stay packed, or maybe they make a move, or maybe they sell a little bit. I think the Braves are kind of in a peculiar spot right now because they're in that middle. Do we sell a little bit? Do we buy a little bit? Do we stay packed a little bit? I don't know. Because the year obviously has not gone the way they thought. Obviously. Yeah, I mean, if the Mets are in first place, I don't know. Oh, we're going to get on the Yankees here in a little bit. Oh, don't worry.
They're actually coming up right here in just a minute.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see what the Braves do in terms of moves, but I do think they'll probably stay packed a little bit. The Yankees, to answer your question, baseball legend, they might start selling. I don't know exactly what would be put on the block, but Patrick, we talked about the Yankees. I say it was about a few months ago, maybe a month ago. The Yankees were supposed to have this ridiculous lineup, but their pitching was bad.
They spent a lot of money on that lineup too. Yeah. A lot of money on that lineup, and then didn't put any money towards pitching, didn't put any money towards relief, didn't put any money towards closing, didn't do any of that.
So now the pitching though, but then the pitching is good now. Now they can't hit.
Yeah, which is a crazy thing, but with all that money in a lineup, I'm telling you right now, they should be producing at least 10 to 12 runs a game. Granted, with the pitching, they should probably allow 10 to 12 runs a game as well. So, with that being said, it's kind of hard to know what to put up for the Yankees because, well, you really don't know what you got on either side of the plate. You have good pitching 1 minute, you got bad hitting, then you got good hitting, bad pitching. I would like to see all of it combined and see what they have all together, but
so good point that baseball legend put out there, and that's exactly that was going to be my point as well. When we talk about strikeouts or home runs, they are.
See, baseball legend, you're about to get me on a rant.
Don't do it, Patrick. Hold on, let me finish.
Okay. I'll let you finish, but this is a rant for me right here because baseball drives me crazy with this crap. But I'm gonna, go.
No, but they're the example, like the classic example of the home run or strikeout team. When the Yankees can hit, they can put up 10, 12 runs, and it's probably with 4 or 5 home runs. But man, they're going to strike out double-digit times getting there. And I mean, you have Aaron Judge, home run strikeout guy. Gary Sanchez, he's been disappointing. Don't get me started on Stanton. My gosh. Gleyber Torres, he's struggling. They got him out of position, and I think you're gonna have to look at the management too. Is Brian Cashman the general manager? Is he losing his touch? Is it time for him to go? What are they going to do with Aaron Boone as the manager? I mean, I just think there's a lot of questions there for the Yankees. And another thing, real quick, before you get on a little bit of a rant, you really don't have to look too much further with the Yankees, except for what they're doing in the division. They have not beaten the Boston Red Sox this year at all. The Red Sox have
swept them all 3 times so far.
Yeah, the Red Sox have swept them twice. They have a bad record against the Tampa Bay Rays. They're okay against the Toronto Blue Jays, but
do they not have 3 series against Boston?
I think just 2. I think they have one. Yeah, I think they have one in Yankee Stadium, one in Fenway Park. But the Red Sox won. Yeah, but Red Sox won all the games. Let me see. There's another comment from Baseball Legend here. In this day and age, like my idols don't like it. Baseball's the game. Yeah, no, you're right. You're totally right. Yeah.
I have ranted about this for 3 weeks in a row, and this makes my 4th. So, dude, he's feeding right into it, into my rant. I don't know if I should even rant about it because he's already doing it for me. Thank you.
Yeah, because it's true that the strategy in the game has gone away, man, and I know a lot of people want to sit there and blame analytics for it. Yes, I get analytics has come through in the way of thinking for not just baseball, but for all the sports, really. But you have to look at the people, the managers, the general managers, the people in the front office. You have to look at them and the way they are interpreting all this data. And the way they are interpreting it is uppercut swing, launch angle, spin rate. Yes, spin rate if it comes to a pitcher. And then when it comes to one thing that I saw, speaking of the Yankees, and Baseball Legend probably remembers this. Saturday, all right, Garrett Cole, he's pitching in Houston against the Astros. They won that game 1-0. And Garrett Cole threw almost 130 pitches in that game. And I think Aaron Boone was about to pull him. And Garrett Cole is like, no, you are not pulling me, dude. I'm like close to shutting these dudes out. Are you serious? No, you're not pulling me. Just like a little bit of a throwback. I think that's what we need to see more and more. And then let me see what Baseball Legend says. I hate it because my kids see that and they're trying. Yep. Yes. Then that's the thing. What is it telling the youth?
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I start my rant now?
A little bit. I mean, Baseball Legend kind of did it for you, but
I know, right? This is a problem when I see it. Baseball. It is my favorite sport, and like I said, every week I have said this right here. It is my favorite sport, and even right now, I cannot watch a full game in MLB. I spent most of my time watching the NCAA college baseball, and that was more enjoyable than watching. And this is the reason why. Pitchers, they are slowly adapting to the way hitters hit. Right. And then you got all these shifts. And you take somebody like, and I'm going to bring him up because we talk about him many times. And this will introduce Baseball Legends, how we think. Bryce Harper. He is a pull hitter. Right. Plays for the Philadelphia Phillies. And that's the reason why he went to Philly, so he get that short wall in right field. And that's the way we see it. Point blank, that's how we see it. But everybody plays him on a shift. So if Bryce Harper will literally go opposite field, every time he gets the opportunity, he will add. And I'm at this point, Charles, he could probably add 60, 70 points to his batting average at this point because everybody plays him on a shift. But every time he steps up, he's just like Freeman. He's just like Judge. He's just like Stanton. He's just like everybody else. All they want to do is go, okay, well, you're going to put 8 people on this side of the field, 7 people on this side of the field. I'm going to beat you. I'm going to beat you with a home run. And so the pitcher says, okay, away, away. And they keep pitching off speed pitches. They keep pitching them sliders. They keep pitching them changeups. They keep pitching, and they don't pitch them any fastballs. And so what happens? Strike one, strike two, strike three, you're out. Strike one, strike two, strike three, you're out. And when you watch baseball stats go from 18, 19, 20% strikeout rates to right now we're looking at 32, 31, 32, 33% strikeout rates, that's ridiculous. I mean, you're literally going up by 10% plus. And it's probably even higher because, I think we've had, 9 or 10 no-hitters. We've already broke the record for the most no-hitters in a single season, and we're only halfway through.
Yeah, at least 7. At least 7.
At this point, they probably might as well be 20.
Yeah. So I think, and you can check the stats on this, but I think it's 7. Because I know so the Seattle Mariners, Cleveland Indians, and Texas Rangers, they both been no-hit twice. Yes, both. Oh my God. Yes, they both been no-hit, or all 3 of them, excuse me, have been no-hit.
I'm sorry, I'd have to throw a bunt somewhere.
And then the Dodgers got no-hit by the Cubs, but it was a combined no-hitter. I think they had 4 pitchers that night. And then I count the Madison Bumgarner no-hitter against the Braves.
I do too.
Because, I mean, they count everything else in a 7-inning game. So how come that can't be counted as a no-hitter? So to me, it's 8. Officially, it's 7 no-hitters. There have been a couple of close ones lately where there was a 1-hitter, 2-hitter, but not no-hitters. I guess that's better than what we thinking because we're on pace for 13, 14 no-hitters this year.
Yeah.
That's how it's looking. So let me look at, baseball legend. Hey, you know what? He's right on the money with these comments. Right on the money. I mean, it's true. Hit it in the opposite direction, just like what you were talking about with Bryce Harper. Stop hitting into the shift. They're playing the shift for a reason. And real quick, also, before I guess we start to move on, a lot of people don't like the shift. I don't understand why you don't like the shift. They're playing the shift because they know you're going to hit it that way. So if you go ahead and you go opposite field, then they won't play you in the shift. But a lot of people are like, I can't stand the shift. Why? Don't get mad at the defense for playing the shift. Why don't you get mad at these hitters for just being like what baseball legend said, like what you said, home run strikeout, pull. Maybe if you stop that, and then he's a Yankees fan. We're talking about the Yankees. You talked about that short porch in Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. That
it's even shorter in New York.
Yeah, that porch in Yankee Stadium. My goodness. Like that's why I was like, man, look,
235.
Yeah, it's like might as well be a little league park.
Yeah, it's like 230. It might as well be 15.
Yeah.
If you can pull it right, might as well be 15. Especially with all those hitters. Jeez.
Oh man. So well, look, Patrick, we're gonna move on from here, but we'll come back. We will come back to baseball. The trade deadline's coming up, so we'll see what's going on with them. And we'll just keep an eye on the season. Real quick, Patrick, let's get into the NBA Finals here. Now, look, we know what you picked. You know what I picked. I got the Bucks in 6. You got the Suns in 5.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
I'm still good with that.
Yeah, all right. All right, cool. I'm still good with my prediction too. But in these first 3 games, I mean, the Suns are up 2-1. Game 4 is Wednesday night. Is there anything really sticking out to you that you maybe you didn't expect or anything like that?
No, it's going exactly what I thought it would go. I really thought it was going to go Suns, Bucks, Suns. So far, it's going exactly how I thought it was going to go right now.
All right. So for me, it's a little bit different. I still have the Bucks in 6, so that can still happen. But I did feel the Bucks could steal one in Phoenix. So good on Phoenix for keeping that home court advantage in their favor. And game 4, I mean, this is just one of those games. Game 4, just gonna have a lot of identity there because if the Bucks win, hey, got a best of 3 series. If the Suns win, looks very, very bleak for the Bucks going back to Phoenix for a game 5. One thing I will
and when they win in 5, you just let the whole world know that I was right. That's all I'm saying.
For once, yes.
Whoa.
So,
Whoa.
yes, for once, yeah.
He would be right because normally I pick the right score and everything. Everything is exactly how it's just normally the other team.
For once, yes. If it does happen, I'm very confident because I feel like Milwaukee has figured something out. Play big. You're not going to beat Phoenix. Look, this is one thing about the styles because they always say styles make fights. If you're going to play Phoenix in a 120, 125 point game, you're not beating Phoenix in that. Phoenix has a lot of firepower there, and they're probably the quicker team out of the two. If you're Milwaukee, play big, use your height. And that's why I like them. They're bigger across the board. Put Chris Paul in the post. Make him play defense. So if you're Drew Holiday, post him up. Giannis, Brook Lopez. Y'all 7 feet. Phoenix really does have, I mean, after DeAndre Ayton, they have no height behind him. So go ahead, play big. Use that height. Slow the game down. Muck it up a little bit. Be a little bit physical. Look, hey, at least bring it down to 100.
You know what, Suns? Run circles around them. Speed the game up. Force them to play your style basketball. That's all. I mean, yeah. Look, that game 3, I saw a lot of what Milwaukee figured out. I was like, man, especially when Milwaukee was up by like 20 at one point. I was like, Milwaukee figured something out. But I also noticed that Phoenix never changed their game plan. They stuck with it, which you have to give Phoenix a lot of credit because they're sticking with what got them there. Well, this is the time to where you have to look at it and say, okay, we're gonna still stick with what got us here, but we have got to force them to speed up the game, and I don't think it plays outside of their realm of doing exactly what they've done to get them there. They just got to get those big guys to start running with them. And if they can do that, I don't think Milwaukee has a choice but to start trying to gun it out with them. Do I think Milwaukee would figure something out again? Possibly. I mean, they're very well coached. I mean, with Budenholzer, he was with Atlanta for many years. I saw him coach, and I saw how he does it. So I know what he's going to come with, but I think Phoenix, they got to help. They got to speed the game up. Like you said with Milwaukee, they got to slow it down. Phoenix has got to speed them up. So yeah, slow it down on Milwaukee's side. That's fine. But on your end, run it. Get them moving and force them to have to keep up with you. Because if you play Milwaukee's game, this quickly becomes if it becomes Milwaukee's game, you are going to be absolutely right, and Milwaukee will win this in 6. But if Phoenix can do what they do, I feel they can win it in 5.
So this is the decision you have to make. So with Phoenix, you got Chris Paul. He's coming off pick and rolls. He's dissecting you most of the time. He's making the right decision, whether it's to get into the mid-range area, hit that fadeaway that he's looked so good in hitting,
right wing,
or hey, kick it out to a shooter, whether it's Jay Crowder, Mikal Bridges, maybe even Devin Booker, and Booker can kind of make those same sort of plays. So if you're Milwaukee, do you just go ahead and you trap it? Do you continue to go underneath screens, over screens, give the different looks that way? What do you do? On the other end for Milwaukee, look, Giannis Antetokounmpo didn't have 2 straight 40-point, 10 rebound double-doubles. So if you're Phoenix and you see they're using this height, are you going to start running doubles toward them, force more out of Chris Middleton, force more out of Drew Holiday and some of these other shooters, this is the decision you have to make because Phoenix has nobody that can guard Giannis. So so they're gonna have. I think at some point, and I'm not saying this is like a switch of the game plan, but maybe just throw a wrinkle in there. You throw a double, especially once he gets on the move. I mean, obviously, you don't want Giannis getting a full head of steam going toward the court. So you want to build that wall, as they say, the Giannis wall, as I've heard it called. But but sometimes he can still kind of get by that wall. So do you run a double from the perimeter and force one of these other guys to beat you like that? And so that's
Atlanta.
Well, I think Atlanta
did just that.
For the most part, what they said was they were going to force Middleton or Holiday to do more. Now, to their credit, they were able to do it. I mean, Middleton had, I think he had 1 or 2 20-point quarters in that series.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, so that's the decision Phoenix has to make as well. It's going to be really interesting to see, especially in Game 4 with so much on the line and the identity of the series on the line here. It's 2-1 Phoenix, got Game 4 in Milwaukee. Like I said, if Phoenix wins this, commanding 3-1 lead. Milwaukee wins it, now you got a best of 3. And so, and look, and going off of the words you said, Patrick, Games 1, 4, and 7.
Dude, it's my games, man. 1, 4, and 7. Those are the most important games to me.
So we'll see how everything turns out, man, and it'll be interesting. Speaking of Giannis, so this gets us on to our next conversation about faces of the league. Now, this is coming off of something that was said yesterday by Stephen A. Smith. Now, Patrick, stop. Don't you say, let me finish the point before you get on your rant. Stop it. So here's the thing. What he said, and before I say this point, let me just break it out for the people who are watching out there. Look, it's Stephen A. Smith we're talking about. So honestly, you can take this for what it's worth. He's on a show, First Take, on ESPN, that I feel is scripted. And you just have to really question whether or not he even believes what he's saying, because it's scripted. So with it being scripted, in my eyes, you don't know what is legit. You don't know what is good. You can have, and this is not just him, this is anybody else on that show or over on Fox Sports with Undisputed. You don't even know how legitimate what they're saying is, because you don't know if they believe it or not, whether they're just saying it for the clicks. But if we are going to take the substance off of what he said, this was about Shohei Ohtani. He said Shohei Ohtani, basically what he said, I'm paraphrasing here, but what he said is he doesn't think a person who needs an interpreter to communicate to the media can be the face of a league. It's basically what he said in a nutshell. Now, I heard a caller on CBS Sports Radio say Giannis cannot be the face of the NBA because, well, he doesn't speak well. I don't understand that either. Like, so what? The man is from Greece. What are you expecting? So what are we talking about here? This makes no sense. So
okay.
So Patrick, hold on. And so look, I'll just ask you, what are you looking for if you have a guy who could potentially be the face of an industry or organization, or in this case, one of your major sports leagues? What are you looking for from that guy before you get into the particulars of what was said here, which is stupid, by the way, but
okay. So truthfully, let's be completely honest. The reason why we run a business is to make money, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want somebody that's going to increase my bottom line.
Okay.
I don't give a crap if he's see, this is where I see different. I don't care if he's black, white, Indian, Polish. I don't give two craps what he is. I don't care if he can speak English, if he can speak Spanish, or if he speaks Mandarin. I don't give a crap. Just increase my bottom line. I mean, look, baseball does it with Acuna. He's not a well-spoken
English, speaking English.
yes, he's not a he doesn't speak English well, but he's working on it, and he's gotten better and better every single year that you listen to him talk. But he's still a face of baseball. He is, and to me, if a guy like that is going to be a face of baseball, I don't care if it's win-win. That's what I'm looking for. I'm gonna go to my wife. My wife calls it the triple win. Or well, we've learned what is called as triple win. And so she owns a salon, so there's a little bit more information about us. She owns a salon, and so what she says is, if anybody brings her an idea, she says, does it win for the salon? Does it win for the client? And does it win for the stylist? If it wins for all three of those, that's a triple win, and we pursue it more. So let's look at it the same way. Triple win. Does it win for baseball, or does it win for basketball? Does it win for the player that's going to be the face? And does it win for the market? If it wins for all three, it doesn't matter if he can speak English. It doesn't matter if he's well spoken in any language. It doesn't matter what the color of his skin is. It is a triple win. Let's pursue it more. So that's what I'd be looking for. Because anything that you look at, unfortunately in this world, and fortunately in this world, it is all money driven. It is. And if you're running a business, this is what you're looking for. So, and Stephen A. Smith, I don't care what anything he comes out of his mouth, it is about the stupidest crap. It's just crap regurgitated from his writers. I can't stand this dude. He is the most garbage analytical analyst, or whatever you want to. He is garbage. I don't care how many years he's spent in his industry. A retarded monkey can do better than he can, because he is that garbage. So I don't listen to a crap thing he says, because none of it makes sense. Because he is be the first one to tell you, well, if it makes me money, I'm willing to do it. So what? He can't speak English. Let him be the face of basketball, because he's good at his career. He's good at what he does. Let him do it. Stephen A. Smith is an idiot. Ugh.
So, Patrick, I like how you almost walked off the set. Very good.
Oh,
very professional. Sorry.
Shut up. But you brought up somebody, like there's one person I can't stand more than LeBron James. That's Stephen A. Smith.
Well, look, but Patrick, hey, listen here. Number one, like you said, man.
And I wasn't walking off set. I was just stretching my legs.
Okay. I like that. Very good cover up. But
I just had to stretch my legs, get ready for that comment, because that's what I was going to do. Yeah.
But look, but here's the thing with Stephen A. Smith, though. He's doing what is going to bring more money to him and ESPN.
Yep.
Now, and that's why I said the show, to me, I have yet to see different. I have any reason to think differently about this. This is why I think the show is scripted. These people go into these meetings and they say, hey, here's the topic. They're going to pick what side to talk about, and then they're going to debate that side. To me, that's just really, really tough to live if you're moral about it. Mm-hmm. But if you're going to do the side that's going to get you the most money, then you're willing to do pretty much anything. You'll go ahead and you'll say some dumb stuff if it's going to bring clicks in, if it's going to bring more viewership in. And that's the art Stephen A. has perfected. I mean, he's perfected, and I say he's perfected it, Patrick, because he's He might be the highest paid person in ESPN today.
He's the best at it. He is absolutely. I mean, you are absolutely right. He is the best at being fake. Yes.
so that's the thing. You know, I was talking to my friend yesterday about that.
Tag him in this. Tag him. Tag him in this.
I'll put him in there.
How garbage he really is.
But look, here's the thing, Patrick. He had to thread a needle because what it is because you've heard how he talks and he uses all these big words nobody has ever heard of, and so with trying to be, because you have your side where you have to try to keep your street cred. Then you have your side that says, I have to do what is going to make me the most money. So you have to try to thread that needle if you're going to do it. If you're going to thread that needle, then something has to get sacrificed. And in most cases, it's probably going to be that street cred, because now you're doing what is best for the company you work with. And if that means being fake, if that means being over here saying just dumb stuff that really makes no sense. Because this comment about Shohei Ohtani made absolutely no sense, particularly when you consider a week ago, he said this was the modern day Babe Ruth. And Major League Baseball has a problem on their hands because they don't know how to market it. Because now look, you and I both know Major League Baseball does have a marketing problem. They do not market their players a lot. But at the same time, look, Shohei Ohtani's been good, but let's stop with the Babe Ruth comparisons, please.
Yeah, for real.
Let's stop. Let's let him play. But on the surface, look, honestly, Patrick, this isn't about Stephen A. I know the comments came out of his mouth, but what it really shows me, and this is the part that I was talking about when I sent you the text and I said this might be more about life than anything else. We really, all of us, me included, we really need to sit back and we really need to examine what exactly goes into our thought processes when it goes to these things. If you are going to tell me, whether you're Stephen A. or the caller that called in the CBS Sports Radio, saying Giannis couldn't be the face because of the way he talks, what are we really looking at here? Are we going to?
I can tell you that.
He's got a lot of talent, but here's the thing.
He can't talk.
Right. What? Because he talks with a little bit of a accent. Maybe he's a little bit more softer spoken or whatnot. I mean, give me a break. Is that what we're looking at?
Let me ask you this, because this would fall on the same line. Have you seen this high school kid? I cannot remember his name, but he plays with one arm.
Mm-hmm.
What if he goes NBA? I'm just saying hypothetically. What if he goes NBA? Can he be the face?
So okay. So on that point.
But you have seen the kid, right?
I've heard of him. I
freaking good, dude.
Yeah.
Like handles the ball very well. Very well.
But on that point, the NBA, out of the 4 major leagues we have in North America, so that's the NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, National Hockey League. Oh, by the way, congratulations to the Tampa Bay Lightning for winning their 2nd straight Stanley Cup.
Yeah, congratulations.
But on that point, the NBA to me is probably the league that's more progressive in these things, whether it's reaching out to different races, whether it is looking at whatever organization it could be, whether we're talking about women's rights, voting rights, whatever it may be. The NBA prides themselves on being a global league. So here you have Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's from Greece. You're a global league, as you say. Why would you not? If you're the NBA, and I would ask this person who said he can't speak the same thing. Why would you not want a person who is from another country to be the face? Why would you not want that? I'm not saying disregard the people who are from this country and play the game very well. Like, I mean, Steph Curry plays the game very well. We know that.
Yeah.
And, you know, just among others. But if you have a guy who is from literally another part of the globe, why would you not want that to be the face? Or who says that he even has to be the face? You can have multiple faces. That's okay. I mean, you know, there's not a problem with that at all. And in baseball, I don't care if Shohei Ohtani needs an interpreter, like you said earlier. Who cares? Can the man play the game? Yes. Can the man pitch? Yes. Can the man hit? Yes. The only thing, yeah, does he bring you money because he's coming from Japan? You know how Japan is with this type of stuff. They're gonna cover the man. They're gonna cover him just like they did with Hideo Nomo, Hideki Arabu, Hideki Matsui, all the other Ichiro, all the Japanese guys who have been here.
Those jerseys sold like crazy.
Yeah, like #1 sellers. And so I could care less where the person is from. I could care I could care less how he speaks. And that's where I'm going, Patrick. We need to sit back and we need to look at our processes for how we're thinking about stuff. Because until we take a deep dive into ourselves, because that's the hardest thing to do, is to take a deep look at yourself. Because anybody can go out there and say something about somebody else. But if you're not willing to take a deep look into yourself and what flaws you have, what is good about you, what is bad about you, then how the hell do we expect to get anywhere as a society, especially when you have people with Stephen A. Smith's platform? That's the key here. He's at ESPN. So whatever he says, it's going to take off like wildfire because of that platform. That's what really sucks about it, because he could spew bullcrap like this and it's going to take off. And the people who are grandfathered into ESPN, they're going to believe it. And that's what's really sad about
it came from his mouth.
Yes, because they're going to think, oh, he works for ESPN. Must be the gospel because he works at ESPN. And that's sad. But you have a lot of people who think that way. And that's the problem. That is a huge problem until we are willing to look at ourselves in the mirror and think about these processes in thinking about stuff like this, Patrick. I mean, really, when I heard that call on CBS Sports Radio about Giannis, and that dude said, man, have you heard him speak? There's no way he could be the face. I literally dropped my head on the computer because I was working on a paper. Excuse me, but I mean, I literally just dropped my head on the computer. Like, oh my gosh, this is the thinking that's out here.
Yeah. And this is what's sad is, and you have to, and I'm going to say this because I think this is really important going on based on everything that you said, but this is an add-on to it. Shout out to Kwame Brown for what he said about how people like Stephen A. Smith and how he runs everything. He has a lot that goes, there's a lot that filters through Stephen A. Smith. And he's like, if you don't think what I think, then you're not going to work here. You know what I mean? And Kwame said that about LeBron James. Like, these young kids are coming in and they're like, I don't really feel the way you feel. And he's like, well, you're going to do what I tell you to do or you're out of the league, bro. You know what I'm saying? And Stephen A. Smith has that kind of pull because of this platform that he's been on. He's been for the ESPN for like, what, 20 years?
Yeah, almost. I mean, I remember seeing them in 2003, 2004. That's the first time I've seen them. So
you're looking at almost 20 years. And yeah, he's yelled his way to where he's at. We all know that because he feels that nobody listens to him. So he's got to yell a little louder. No, we hear you, bro. It's just stupid, but that's what the problem is that these kids, everybody, not these kids, you, me, everybody, we have got to take this step back and we got to say, you know what, how do I feel? How is it that I feel? Because I'm not going to let Stephen A. Smith, I'm not going to let LeBron James, I'm not going to let whoever dictate how I think. They have got to think. They got to start their thought process for themselves. And then to come on air and say stupid crap like, well, I don't like the way he talks, so he can't be the face of NBA, or he can't be the face of MLB, or he can't be the face of NHL. Come on. NHL has more people from Canada than almost America. And most of the teams are in America. So, come on. I mean, that's just a dumb comment, and Stephen A. Smith should be slapped for that.
All right, Patrick. Well, we'll put a pin on that. And I think we both agree on how dumb that comment is.
That was dumb. That was dumb from both the listener and from Stephen A. Smith. I can't even believe that was even said. I mean, that was dumb.
So, man, hey, before we get out of here, man, I wanted to bring in a little bit of UFC, man. Now, we haven't talked about the UFC much, but I mean, I think I can call myself kind of a casual fan to it, maybe a little bit more than casual. Like, I'm aware of the divisions, I'm aware of the big name fighters that are out there, and of course, one of those is Conor McGregor. Now, Conor McGregor, he got well, okay, first of all, baseball legend, where did you go? He said, wait, I've been gone. What's happening? Where did you go? Where did you go in the 28 minutes between comments? You got to tell me that. Put that in the comments, baseball legend. Where did you go?
He had to get on that Fortnite.
All right.
There's no problem because I play that too, so no problem.
Hey, you know, hey, look, the show will be replayed. Don't worry about it. You'll see it. You'll catch it, but you got to catch it, or stay with us live, and you could have interacted with us. But with Conor McGregor, oh wait a minute, he said, all right, well, okay, I got you.
Family first, bro.
All right, yeah, absolutely. Well, Conor McGregor, he fought Dustin Poirier for the third time this week. They said, well, they gave him the L. He broke his leg, or broke his tibia and fibula in the fight. Now, personally, from looking at the first round, I think, you know, Poirier was kind of mashing him. He had him down in the mount position. He's smashing him with elbows and stuff. Now, look, Conor McGregor got one punch power. We don't know what would have happened. Hey, appreciate it, baseball legend. We'd love to have you on there with us too. But if the fight would have went on, who knows? I mean, maybe he could have landed one of those shots and could have knocked Poirier out. I just didn't see that happening in the fight because Poirier was kind of taking it to him. Well, the main question I have for you, Patrick, is, look, this is a guy in Conor McGregor. He's only won one fight, I think, since 2017. Of course, he went over and fought Floyd Mayweather in the boxing match. Made more money during that one night than probably any of the fights he's had in UFC combined. He is the number one most paid athlete from the past year because of the whiskey company that he was able to sell. So when you have all this money coming up, and you're being Hollywood. Look, I get it. It's part of the territory. You know, you're Hollywood, you're getting all this money. But these other cats in the UFC, they still grinding. So then when they come back and they fight you, they not scared of you. Now, Conor McGregor could talk a lot and he could get into the fighters' heads. He wanted to fight before the fight even happened because he was able to get in their heads with the fighting. That's not happening anymore. These dudes are smashing them. So is it the end of Conor McGregor as a dominant fighter? Not necessarily a guy who can still sell fights, but as a dominant fighter.
You know what? I like Conor McGregor. I do. I've always liked his attitude. I love the fact that he was so in your face with it, because to me, I liked his personality. When he went and fought Mayweather, that was the end of his career, because at that point it was all about the money. It was not about the fighting. And that's where his career ended, because like you said, he hasn't won a match since then. Maybe one. I don't even think he won that one. I think that one match right after the Floyd Mayweather was a split decision and he lost.
So I think he beat. I want to say he beat Eddie Alvarez. And
well, then that was the one right after.
was,
that was the one right after Mayweather, and I thought Alvarez won that in a split decision.
No, he beat Alvarez, but no. He fought old boy. He fought Khabib. He fought and Khabib smashed him.
I forgot about that one.
Yes.
I forgot about that. That was his one after foot, and he got smashed. Yeah.
Yes. Right. Khabib, and I've been trying to practice the game. It's probably wrong. It's Nurmagomedov, I think.
Yeah, I'll just say the boy after.
call him Khabib, man. That's what everybody else calls him because that last name is hard to say.
But I mean, he won against Alvarez. Okay, 1 out of 6, 1 out of 5. At that point, he was all about the money because I think he cleared like $300 million on that fight.
Well, I don't.
You know what I'm saying?
Know. I mean, it was a really, really hefty bag because obviously, look, Floyd Mayweather made more, but I mean, Conor was still getting millions off of just the fight, and of course, the pay-per-view sales,
the pay-per-view stuff, which I would never pay for, which I think is a con. But well, I know Floyd Mayweather made $300 million. I was just assuming that he made the same, but I guess not. But yeah, I think it's his end. I think it's his end. He needs to just he just needs to contact Gronk, get on that cocaine boat, and chill out with him.
Oh man,
that's what I say. Get on that Gronk cocaine boat. And be good.
So baseball legend, he said, bro, he got off a yacht with the second fight press conference because he did. You know, Conor, he always got to make an entrance and whatnot.
Oh yeah, that was probably Gronk's boat.
So yeah, but look, no, I'm with you. I
look okay.
I'm with you, man. I don't think he's gonna be a dominant fighter anymore. And honestly, I mean, I don't know if he really has the heart to do it at this point. When you're making all this money and you can go over here. Look, you right now could probably go and fight one of the Paul brothers. And that's going to be a big payday.
Bro, I'm going to tell you right now, if I was all in it if I was in it like Conor was, and I got Floyd Mayweather and I made $150 million, bro, I'm retiring. I'm not taking a punch to the face anymore.
See?
No, I didn't like it to begin with. Why would I going to keep doing it? Man, I'll be like, look, my heart ain't in it. My money is in my pocket. I'm good now. Well, we'd really like you to fight this. We'd really like for you to fight this 8-year-old kid. We know you can beat him. No. Because by the time he hits me in my balls, I'm not in it anymore. So no, here's my belt. If I had one, here's my belt. Mayweather paid me. I'm rich. I'm out. Dude, I'm done. I don't even know why I even went back. Just get punished. Dude. No, I'm good. I just got paid $150 million. I'm gonna put it in Bitcoin so I don't lose all of it to the government, and I'll stay rich. Conor McGregor, there was your life plan, bro.
Well, on that note, that will wrap up. That will wrap up the Breath of Fresh Air webcast on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Baseball legend, thanks a lot for coming on here, interacting with us, man. It was a lot of fun seeing your comments on there, talking to you about baseball, where the state of the sport is, and a little bit on the Conor McGregor thing. Make sure the phone stays charged.
Every Tuesday at 8:00 Central.
Yeah, no, we understand, man. You talking to your parents, hey, get that family time in, man. I definitely understand. He said, I got you. So hey, we do this for Baseball Legend and for everybody else out there. We do this 8:00 Central Time, 9:00 Eastern Time every Tuesday night. We've been pretty consistent on that time frame, so hopefully we can keep it going there. And if not, you guys will we'll let you know when we can get on there, and we got shorties in there also. So you catch us all through the week. Appreciate it, baseball legend. He said we both got good vibes. So everybody take care. We'll be right back here next Tuesday night. Patrick, are you doing a shorty this week or no?
God, I hope so.
All right. Well, be on the lookout for it, everybody. If not, then it's okay. Then you'll see my spotlit face again.
Yeah, last week, man, I was supposed to put one out about Mississippi State, and dude, late nights kicked me in my face. So
it's all good, man. We'll get them in. The content will still get out in some way, shape, or form. So until then, everybody take care, and we will talk to y'all soon.